So we start. I've added a new piece of equipment to my gear. My walking vlog gear is a stabilizer. It's a bit old already and it has its battery problems, but I've attached an additional battery and I hope that it will work. I may switch to manual mode. My name is Martin Schweiger. I'm a patent attorney in Singapore and I'm also a powerlifter. And I take you with me to my daily walk that I do. I walk more than 10,000 steps per day. So I hope normally I can do 5,000 to 7,000, never 5, mostly 7. And I tell you more about my life and what I do in order to stay fit and pursue my goals for health and fitness and share with you. Yesterday, the camera makes problems, so I lock it. No. Now it's locked. I believe I need a new one. This one is really expired. So, yesterday I made my first vlog my first episode of this vlog. The reason being that I signed up for this national championship in powerlifting, which is on 21st to 23rd February. And it's 1 month away. And quite challenging because I need to lose a few kgs weight by then, but I've told you yesterday, I don't want to bore you. Walking every day is essential for metabolic health. Nothing beats that. Not swimming and not cycling, just walking. You don't need much gear for that. Just start today. Yesterday, I talked about my blood picture of 1 year ago. It was quite catastrophic, I would say. Not good. So, what I learned is that people are afraid of getting blood pictures. When I say blood picture, I mean you go to a doctor, then they draw blood, then the blood goes to a laboratory, and next day, usually you get a few A4 papers, and then you have all the results. And what I can tell you is, for people in my age, I'm 59 still, a few days, the results are usually the same, because we are immobile, too fat, old. So 1 year ago, I didn't expect this because I was a few months before that I had an invitation to a world championship, and you're usually fit and healthy when you do sports. But there was this accident and blah blah blah, back and forth and up and down. Blood test was not good. And yeah, someone asked me, Martin, you said you had cancer markers in the blood test. I said, yes. So, what about the cancer markers? You have cancer? My answer is, well, I mean, that was 1 year ago, and maybe, I don't know, but I don't think I have cancer now. And the issue is a bit deeper. People think when they get a blood test and the results that would condemn them. I went through the same thing. And so yes, 1 year ago, or more than one, I got the blood test, and there was cancer markers for liver cancer. And then for 1 week I thought, oh, I need to die because of liver cancer. What can I do against liver cancer? Went internet, what can be done against liver cancer? And the answer is not much. But then I thought, what test is this? So I went deeper. And that's when the true value of blood test comes out. The true value of blood tests is you do them on a regular basis, number one. Number two, you keep them somewhere where you find them when you need them. And lucky enough, I had my old blood tests. So I went through my old blood tests and looking what was the same result years back. And that was cool. Because roughly the oldest blood test that I have goes back to the 90s of the last century, which means 25 years ago. And then I went and checked, is there a blood test that tested for the same cancer marker? Oh. And yes, I found one. Actually, I found one from the same laboratory of the year before. And you won't believe it when I the same laboratory did the same test with me the year before, and I had the exact same measurement value, just that 1 year ago the threshold for being condemned as a cancer victim, it was just twice as high as this year's threshold. So what the lab did is they just lowered the threshold for cancer marker, and suddenly I became a cancer suspect. Sounds weird, yeah? So that's also a way to generate business, I assume. Suddenly you declare people as ill just for some very abstract reason. So then I went even a bit deeper and I said, what is this cancer marker thing? And this is highly questionable. When you ask 10 practitioners and some believe in it, others don't. Others say, well, you must watch that over a long period of time. And then there are others, they're very, how to say, paranoid, maybe. So, what I take out from that is, I don't believe in cancer markers anymore. And there's another story to that. Last week, I was in China. Doesn't matter where. And I thought, why don't I do a blood test in China? It's so much cheaper, helps my insurance, and so on. And also it's quite an adventure to go to a Chinese whatever, find out what the system can do. So I went to a university clinic and they did the blood test. And I showed the doctor the blood test that I did the year before, hoping that he was shocked, like I was 1 year before. Doctor, 55 years old, and he sees hundreds of patients on a daily basis. Very experienced guy. And then he looked at me and said, oh, the blood test is not so bad. I see that often. You can get very old with that. I said, okay, sounds good. And then we said, okay, let's do the same thing again. So, and then he had took out a long menu. And you could choose all the blood tests that you want. And the price of the blood test was something like as low as $1 for one value, measurement value, when the same would cost $5 in Singapore, or even $30. So, and then we set a budget, and then he put together, and then we came to the cancer test. And then he said, oh, you have only tested for 5 cancer markers, but we in China, we can test for 13 cancer markers. And then I looked at him, okay. I said, oh, then you can find many cancers in me. And then he looked at me and he started to smile and said, no. We find many cancer marker measurement values for you. And this guy was a bit younger than me, maybe 3 years or 4 years. But we knew exactly about what we were talking. Measuring cancer markers says nothing at all. Maybe if you have cancer and then the cancer marker is elevated, my old mentor, Gary North, Dr. Gary North, he had prostate cancer and died from it. And when he was diagnosed with it, then of course the cancer marker test was overshooting 1,000 times more than what is normal. But I must say that was only when he was really diagnosed with it in stage 2. And yeah. But treating cancer is another thing. Going back to my starting point, blood tests are important because they give you a true value, a measurement value you can work with. It's better than just suspecting what you have. Just one example, I know people that take multivitamins and then the vitamin levels are exceeding every threshold just because they think that more is better. The truth is not. More is not better. So the measurement value would tell you whether you're in the right region. Yeah. So go and get your blood test today, I would say. Because it's so important to be able to rely back to an old blood test that sits in your drawer, and then you can compare. This thing saved me from death, fear of death and fear of whatever, because it showed me that you always need to investigate more before you come to a conclusion. Yeah, that's it. So people, I continue my walk. Another complaint was of my other episode that it was too long, but I'm now at 15 minutes. Maybe I should get that down to 10 minutes, even better. Let me do my stuff. I'm maybe 3,000 steps away from my daily goal. All the best. Stay healthy and fit and strong. Bye bye.